Jessica Cage is an international award-winning and USA Today best-selling author of speculative fiction and urban fantasy novels. The author of 38 fiction titles, she continues to produce stories that give representation to marginalized communities in fantasy landscapes. Jessica, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So I'm actually going to be reading a scene after the inciting incident. Thought it would be good to get some dialogue. So the princess is returning home after a big oil spill, basically the best way to explain it. Malway, the relieved voice of Seru, called out to her through the chaos. Draco. Malway cursed beneath her breath as she stopped swimming. She considered trying to outswim the guard, but knew Seru was much faster than her. She didn't stand a chance. Thank the goddess, Seru reached her. You're okay. I was about to take to surface to find you. I'm fine, Sarah. Mare brushed off her concerns. Seru did not understand why Malway did what she did when she went to the surface. It was one secret she allowed her to keep after she promised she'd stay away from the general population of Forge. Where are my sisters? They're safe inside. Your parents are out trying to help others. I figured they might be. Malway cast a glance over her shoulder toward the danger. And you were going to join them? Seru knew exactly what she was thinking. You can't go there, Malway. You know that. It isn't safe for you. It's against our protocols. Isn't that the right thing to do? She looked Seru in the eye. You're always talking about how I need to face my responsibilities. I'm a part of the Royal Lanu, which means I'm responsible for our human. I should be out there trying to help make sure everyone is okay. Now you want to take on the burden of responsibility? Seru threw up her hands. I swear, I don't understand you at all. I'm glad you're willing to face your duties. However, this is not the time. I am insisting you put them aside. At least until we know what's happening, we need to keep you and your sister safe. I already know what's happening. It's Forge. They did this. Malway admitted the truth, knowing it would raise suspicion with her guardian. Whatever they're doing up there is the reason this is happening here. And how would you know that? Saru's jaw tightened as she pulled Malway out of the way of a scour whale, an enormous creature with 7 translucent tentacles that stretched from its belly to sweep the ocean floor. Because I saw it with my own eyes. Malway dropped her eyes from the inquisitive face of her in front of her. It was like they cut open the side of the island. And when they did, it bled out into the ocean. Okay, we'll discuss how you saw this later, considering you promised to stay away from the land griffins. Saru paused. What do you mean the island bled out? It was horrible. There was a loud popping sound and the ground trembled. A moment later, there was shouting. I ran to see what happened, and the sound of terror filled the air as humans screamed and ran to escape the danger. A moment later, I saw it pour out the side of the island. Malway explained what happened. We have to contain it. If we don't, it's going to keep spreading through our home, and it's going to hurt everything it touches. I'm not even sure they stopped it. As soon as I saw what happened, I rushed home. I wanted to get back here so I could help. My only concern right now is making sure you get somewhere safe. You need to go inside with your sisters. You want me to just sit there and do nothing? Malway took one last shot at convincing Saru to give in. Is that what you would do? You asked what I want. That's exactly what I want. You will go inside and wait until your parents get back. Saru turned and swam toward the palace. This isn't about what I would do, Malway. They want us to sit back, keep our mouths closed, and do nothing, she replied in a resigned tone. This is the one time I can't do that. Not when I know we could help our human. This is not your job. There are other human equipped to take care of this. Please, for once, listen to reason. I know you don't like tradition, and I know you want to go against what's expected of you. This is one of those times when it's best for everyone if you stay put. Sit with your sisters, comfort them in this difficult time, and wait for your parents to return. Okay, you're right. Malway conceded as she thought of her sisters who were likely worried about her. Fine, I'll go. They made it back to the palace, and Saru insisted Malway redress before joining her sisters. There was enough going on without adding more suspicion about her attire. As soon as Malway was back in her royal robes, they swam to the panic room at the bottom of the palace. It was the safest place for the sisters. Malway, Her youngest sister swam to her and wrapped her arms around her waist the second she stepped in the room. I was so worried about you. I'm all right. Maui hugged her little sister back. It's okay now. Everything is going to be okay. Always running off and getting into trouble, Cal, her oldest sister, commented as she swam over, her heavy robes poised perfectly on her shoulders. Are you blaming this on me? Maui rolled her eyes. You can't be serious. Just because I skipped out on a meeting? Shouldn't I be? Cal narrowed her eyes. You left court and went who knows where and now suddenly writes. I left the court and cut a hole in the side of the island that's spilling acidic fluid into the water. That's my fault. Maui cut her off. You hear how ridiculous that claim is, don't you? I'm not about to argue with you on this, Cal waved her sister off, because you know how idiotic you sound, Maui laughed, because yet again, Cal's attempt to make her look incompetent had backfired. Just because I don't want to sit through these pointless meetings does not mean I'm out creating trouble when I'm not here. When I leave, it's in search for peace and for freedom. Something you've known your entire life, but I have not. Whatever you have to tell yourself to make you feel better about stepping out on your responsibilities, Cal huffed and turned her back on her sisters. Her lips pressed together in a thin line. Can we not fight right now? Now tightened her hold around Maui's wrist. I'm worried about our parents and about the city. How can you be arguing about whether she wants to be sitting here in meetings? Who cares? She's right. No one cares about this. Maui put her arm around her little sister's shoulder and ushered her over to the seats. Our parents will be all right. They're just making sure everyone's okay. And they'll be right back, I promise. Is it really bad out there? Now looked up at her sister. You're the only one who saw it. Yeah, it is. Maui related to her little sister. Though she wanted to protect her, as all older siblings did, she knew it wouldn't help to keep secrets, especially when the lie would be so obvious. Whatever was going on, it was exactly what the court and the royal Anu had argued about. Things in their home were about to change forever, and it directly resulted from the actions of the human of Forge. Okay, that's it. I think I went a little short, but that's it. I wanted to show a scene from the book where the danger is happening. They live in a world that is governed by a goddess who will punish them for hurting the earth. And well, their sister species just did something really terrible to the world. And it's about how they struggle through that. So that's it. Thank you.